the two sides as they run onto the field for the 1997 Tooheys Hunter Valley Rugby League Grand Final here at Denman Oval. And Rob Tickle with me. Rob, what do you believe is going to happen in this game?
Well, Brian, I think you're going to see one of the best games of the day here today. They're young fellas full of enthusiasm and full of vigour and fire. Muswellbrook have sort of had the wood on Scone all year, from what I've been told. They've got a good, young, hard and fast side. Could probably see a lot of ball movement in this game. But to Scone's credit, Scone have come through all year. They give... probably nearly half a stone in every player against Singleton here back in the final, but they stood up and were counted too. So I think we're in for a great game.
Yes, obviously Muswellbrook favoured. They've had they've been very dominant throughout the year. They've dropped the one game, and that was to Singleton in the final round, I think it was. So they are a very, very strong side, well coached by Eric Archer, while Brett Horn is the coach of the Thoroughbreds.
We have Rodney Bowd doing the game here today. Rodney will keep these sides pretty well apart and let the ball do the work, I'd imagine.
And it's going to be Johnny Marco that'll be taking the kick-off. 30 minutes each way is the way it goes. So the first 30 minutes could tell the story. Not much of a bruise around, Rob, is there?
No, not today, but I'll tell you what, there is a crowd here today, Brian. Absolutely great crowd.
It's going to be a great day. I think the crowd is going to get bigger. It's been getting bigger. There's Marco starting the grand final. It's going to be picked up there by Millgate. He's made a couple of metres. Campbell got it away to went down now out to Morris and off some pressure for Scone. They weren't really making a lot of ground there.
Muswellbrook are very keen in defence at the moment, very eager. Probably give away a penalty or two like that early in the game, just fooling each other out at this point in time.
Jamie Campbell to take the tap. On it goes the big Daniel Hagan. He's very hard to stop. Does make his regulation 10 metres. Well, that's better than regulation, really. Another penalty. That in basketball language, that was a double dribble, was it?
Yeah, I think so, but I think it was against Cronin for holding the player down. Once again, a little bit keen and a little bit too much vigour in the early stages of the game.
Now Hagan again, crunch into the boards. Cronin takes him down. Campbell to Wakeham. Only about 12 metres out there. Now as it comes back out to Morris, Morris gets it away to Justin Hall. Cronin's being called out.
Yeah, Jade Lees was one penalised for pushing, I'm not sure if it was off the mark or what there. But anyway, it's a penalty kick to Scone right in front of the post.
Yeah, I was just wondering there, they look to be attacking pretty well at that stage, whether a bit of play on might have been more called for. Johnny Morris will take the kick. Not much in it at this stage, not much trend coming into the game.
Brian, there's a couple of good big runs by the front rower. Is it Andrew Wakeham for...
Wakeham did run up once. Daniel
Hagan the next.
The big fella there, he's very hard to stop. I mean, even when he falls, he's going to make another 2 yards.
He's a big boy, all right.
When you get that big. So Johnny Morris has a chance to put Scone in front in the grand final very early in the piece. Pretty simple kick. They're all hard on big days. And he's put it through, so first blood to Scone. They lead Muswellbrook by 2 points to 0 after only 3 minutes of play.
Brian, at the moment, Muswellbrook their own enemy. They give away 3 penalties then, which sort of put themselves on the back step, and they put themselves in that position where the goal could be converted.
Yeah, you need to be enthusiastic, but not over so about your defence. Referees are always on the early lookout for things like that. That's Morris taking it well too. He'll run it well. and is well tackled in the end by Taylor. Out it comes to Millgate. Millgate runs strongly, in danger of going near the line. That's Daniel Burns who was in the tackle. And now Tyrone Paul going down about 12 metres from halfway. Now little Campbell takes a little bit of a scamper, almost up to halfway, 5 metres short. Marco again there on the tackle. He's a very good worker, Marco. Out to Hagan standing wide. He'll take it over halfway. And again Cronin, who's busy. They've got a very good back row, this Muswellbrook side. Morris has put up the kick. Nobody wants it. Anybody can have it. Who's going to get it and get a hiding? Well, Scone have ended up with it. I don't know whether that was on the 6th tackle.
Yes, yeah, there was 6 tackle called and the changeover called, yes.
And there's a knock on from Dominic Riley. Having his first touch. Muswellbrook haven't really had a lot of the ball at this stage. Campbell, Morris, out to Taylor, made a good run. Or Cooper, I should say. Cooper, I'm mixing the 5/8 up. On to Morris. Morris has Wakeham with him. Decides to jink, still jinking. Wakeham was at full belt there, might have given him some problems. He's, no, the penalty. And that goes against Steve Taylor. The Muswellbrook 5/8. Now they're taking another kick. Rob?
Once again, Brian, that the enthusiasm too early. I suppose it is early days at the moment, but still they need to control this. Otherwise, they could just find they're going to play the whole game up at this end, and it's not the end that Muswellbrook want to be at.
Well, I have the feeling that Brett Horn, the Scone case, would be pretty happy with just the way things have started. You know, they've got a lead, and you get your nose in front. If Johnny Morris can put this one over, well, it's going to make them in an even better frame of mind in the long.
No, not at this stage. They've been shut out really, but probably through their own mistakes, they've shut themselves out. But to Scone's credit, they're playing hard and fast, and they're running the ball at them. They're not taking any backward steps. They're making every post a winner at the moment.
Morris had a bit of trouble placing that ball. Really don't resist the wind, Rob. I haven't felt... oh, there goes the paper. There is a slight breeze.
Very small. Actually,
someone must have breathed behind me.
It's actually typical grand final football, really. It's a bit of warm, bit of spring in everyone's step at the moment, and there's been some good football played so far today.
The official day for spring will be tomorrow. I think there'll be some springing around in some camps, like the Muswellbrook Hotel first up, and other venues around the place. We get a pretty good view of this. It's going to slide away to the front of the post. Well taken, I think, by Marco, just outside his own try line. And got it in play, and there's the Muswellbrook way. Wakeham holding him down in the tackle. Jade Lees to kick the touch. And this is the break that Muswellbrook's been waiting for. He's about 20 metres out from his own line, leads onto Riley. Riley gets bumped off, but comes again and makes extra ground. That's a good clearing run. Leads this time to Cronin. He's about 35 metres out from his own line. So, Marco, always a hard goer. This boy slips the pass here back to Lees. On it goes to... the lock forward in Nathan Brocktrup. Now again Marco taking it over halfway. They're starting to rev well now. Lees from the dummy half spot will kick the touch, and he does a pretty fair job of it too, and we'll have Scone now defending about 15 metres out from their own line.
Geez, Brian, there's some good, keen defence in this game already. Both sides not afraid to really take it to each other. Some nice, hard, solid. What do you expect from any under-18s grand final?
Well, that was Muswellbrook's first set of 6, really, wasn't it? And
yeah.
They did handle it well. They've gone from one end of the field to the other. That's a good sign for them. Or Scone's ball, of course. That's Kestrel. Just outside the 20. On to Millgate. Made the few metres. Now Campbell getting it away. The player now, Hagan running, and the pass goes astray, right into the hands of Brett Tyndall. And this is Hana. Might have touched a bit of chalk there, or someone did, but Cronin. This is a big test for Scone now as they're inside the 20. Lees gets it away to Dial, onto Taylor, put down by Burns and ruled forward. So Scone out of jail and about 22 metres out from their own line. Can't really see that 20-metre line from here.
No, well, not quite high enough. But Scone tried to force one pass too many then, which led to an error, which put them on the backward step. Muswellbrook nearly took advantage.
It's gone to Kestrel again from scrum. That's the way they're going to do it. Good tackle from Burns. Now to, pretty sure that's Millgate. There's two on with headgear. Morris, Hagan, standing wide. Obviously going to use him wide.
He's running well, this boy Hagan.
And having a bit of a slap up there too. With Brockshop. Brockshop comes back and takes the next tackle. And it's Millgate up to play it. Campbell, on it goes to Paul. He's put down, still short of the halfway mark. It's been good defence. Thought it might have been a knock-on for a moment. Early back, has another go, runs into Cronin, which is not a good option.
And that's Cronin's just made 3 tackles in a row then too, Brian. He's right in the thick of it.
And that's the 6th tackle, changeover. So well played, Muswellbrook. Louise gets onto Marco. Tremendous worker, both second rows. So Brockdrop for the Muswellbrook side. Now Riley. What can he do? He makes good yards. 30 metres, 29 metres out actually. Lees is going to have a little scamper himself. Runs into a bit of trouble, throws a loose one. It's going to be picked up by Taylor. Taylor's inside the 20. Before he's eventually pulled up by Wakeham. Now to Dial, on to Brocktrap. Brocktrap gets it away to Burns. Burns has lost the ball. It's going to be picked up by Paul for Scone. And Scone will come away with possession. Still a bit anxious, aren't they, Rob?
Yeah, mate, they're actually both sides still sort of feeling each other out at this point in time, and yet once again they're showing heaps of enthusiasm in both attack and defence.
That's Hagan. Campbell again, dummy half. Gets it away to Morris. Bit of a dummy. Dangerous player, Morris. But Marco is also a pretty good defender. Always alert. This is Millgate. Getting up towards the halfway, but they've run out of tackles. This is the last. They really need a good kick and chase here. That's gone straight to the fullback Shaw. He's not a bad galloper either. Runs it back well and takes 35 metres out from his own line.
Muswellbrook walking back, Brian. It's not a good sign early in the game.
Well, the whistle's gone. I missed something there in the run. I was looking at walking back.
Looks like a little caught against the Muswellbrook player.
Well, that's a bad mistake for them. Again, whereas we said look, a hot favourites, grand finals can be won by, and if you're in there, you've got a chance of a win.
You've got a 50-50 chance, as far as I'm concerned. Whoever wants to win it the most on the day will win the game.
That's Morris. Good tackle from Brocktrap. Didn't muck around with him. Now, blind side to Paul, and he didn't get very far. We've got a replacement player on there already, have we? This is Campbell. Again, Cronin over the top. And Kurt Dial underneath. Morris. This is where he can be dangerous. On it goes to the lock forward in Sisson. Morris again, little chip over the top, danger, bouncing anywhere, kicked again, picked up by Marco, and he's ruled offside. Must have bounced off the Muswellbrook boot.
Must come off the Muswellbrook player, and I think it was Cronin who seized the opportunity to jump on the ball, but from an offside position. Once again, we have Scone having another kick at the goal.
It's a pretty similar position to the last one he attempted and actually failed with. Leading 2-0, and I think there's about 14 minutes gone. Can you see the clock from here?
13 minutes.
That was a good guess from Brian.
Not
really
bad.
Johnny Morris. Things look pretty calm on the Scone bench. Pretty calm on both benches, actually. I don't think we have any replacements out there.
Muswellbrook's made one so far. They've just brought on... Was it Daniel Hunt that I went out there, I think?
On the wing.
And Dominic Riley, the front row, is the one that's come off.
He missed the kick.
It's practically identical to the first one. Short and to the left.
And it's Lewis who picked it up, and that's a penalty against Scone. That's nearly the same scenario as the last time.
Touch of deja vu there, Brian.
Yes. And Lewis will kick for the line. And clears them well, just out the just short of the 30-metre line. And this is Simon Harmer. Not a bad run. Now, there's a bowler. Who is that? That's Daniel Hunt, isn't it?
It is Daniel Hunt.
Yeah. Got into the game quickly. A penalty. These. Not as much territory this time, but... Now Marco. Straight into Sisson. Sisson goes underneath him. Campbell over the top. Now Lees gets it away to Cronin. All up in the defence. The defence has been pretty strong on both sides so far. Now this is Harmer. And back to Cronin. Cronin very much involved in this game at this point. Lees looks around for someone to give it to. On it goes to Taylor. Back inside. This is danger. Very close to the line now. Lees goes for himself. Throws one out the back. It's gone to Steve Cullen. Cullen trying to battle his way over. Last tackle. What do they do this time? Out it goes to Taylor. He's put the crossfield kick. Well, it's anyone's guess. The Scone wingers had to take it off him. And no, it'll be 6 to go, will it? Would have to be 6 to go. They've got to hold Harmer out from the line. Now that's gone astray too, and Scone will come up with possession this time, unless they're forced back inside their own goal. It's Campbell running it away. About 5 metres out. Big Hagan, I should say. Morris. Likes a bit of broken field play too, Morris. When it comes to Millgate. Morris.
A good set of 6 we want now.
Now Shaw. Done a good job so far. Didn't get far that time. A good chase from Scone.
And look at that, 4 in the tackle then too, Brian. They're showing a lot of enthusiasm.
This is Daniel Burns. Muswellbrook centre. Made a good run too through the forwards. Lees onto Harmer. Harmer's holding the ball in one hand and doing it very well too. Big Hagan brings him down, but only 20 metres out. Muswellbrook building up a lot of pressure. Here's Marco charging, very close and over.
Cronin, I think you'll find that was, Brian.
I say Cronin, not to say Marco. Cronin, I meant, yes.
He twisted, bumped, jostled his way there 5-10 metres until he found the line and then put the big arm out, Brian, and just planted it down right beside the post.
Be interesting to see if he can last the whole 60 minutes at the tempo he's playing at the moment. Gee, he's putting some work in defence.
He has. He's actually knocked up a couple of trebles in his defence.
Up there every second time to run the ball up, and he's certainly got the win ethic in his sails. Now taking the kick. Is that Johnny Shaw? I think it is. Fullback.
Definitely.
And he's done a good job on that, so Muswellbrook have bounced away to lead by 6 points to 2 over Scone. And probably needed that at that stage to assert their authority. They obviously have got a very star-studded side. Scone have done well so far. They're going to have to continue to do well and make the best of every opportunity. And Morris's kick-off. It's gone to Dial, and it goes to our try scorer in Cronin. Our Brocktrop. Play back to Lees, Marco. Marco's strong too. On it comes to 5'8" Taylor, almost to halfway. They're running as a unit now. That's the replacement player that went on.
Going to.
Daniel Hunt, isn't it? Daniel Hunt. Taylor, back to Dial. On it goes to Shaw. Shaw tries to run around them, not doing a bad job, but either he's bowled and clear. Down the sideline, looking to get the ball away inside. No one inside at that stage.
Gigi, he showed some pace then down along the sideline, that young Shaw.
He hit the accelerator pretty hard, didn't he? A kick through from Lees. And a knock-on ruled against Scone, so things not going too well for them at the moment.
Yeah, young John Shaw, he showed a lot of pace down along that sideline. I'd like to see him in open spaces, Brian. They tell me he can go.
Well, Kurt Stallworthy's still at under 18. He'll be up in the first grade today. He's an excellent fullback as well. So there's no shortage of fullbacks coming through in the Muswellbrook camp. That's the big fella, Harmer. Pulled down, taking it a lot. Now Brocktrop shows the ball. Thought he might have had them bluffed, but taken. Lees, Taylor, and you see Zach Bussell out on the field too as well. He's been a replacement. Lees, backward pass to Marco. Now a long one out at the Dial. Brocktrop, he is Cronin again, in for number 2. And he's certainly putting his stamp on this game.
He's definitely stood up and said, look, count me. He said, I'll take this game by the scruff of the neck. And
when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Tough, tough. When the going gets tough, the tough get
the right way to the line at the moment.
10-2, and you pay for your mistakes in football, Rob, don't you?
You do this time. Scone seem to be standing behind the line at the moment, blowing for a bit of wind. I think they need to just find something a little bit extra, something which that can get them back in the game, like the way they started the game. They started on fire. I think it's just a matter of time. They'll get the thoroughbred spirit going again, and they'll bounce back.
Time will tell. What they really have to do is to cut down on the mistakes. That's what Muswellbrook have done, and result, they've got 2 tries. They didn't start off. They seemed to start a bit nervously to me.
Muswellbrook
Things went against them, and they added to it.
True, they actually were their own worst enemies to start of the game. They give away a lot of probably over-enthusiastic penalties, which tends to happen at the beginning of any game, especially a grand final. But once they settle down, looks like they're the first side to settle down into this grand final.
I think they've more than settled down. I think they've put a pretty good foundation on for victory.
They have now.
Johnny Shaw converting that second Cronin try. So we've got the Cronin and Shaw show on the road here for Muswellbrook. It's taken them to a 12-2 lead.
Michael Deacon just taking the field for Muswellbrook.
What's that, number 14?
Yep, for John Marco.
Right. Well, Marco's been having a good game, but probably it's pretty hot out there. It's, working as hard as Marco and particularly Cronin have, you probably need a rest. This is Harmer. And taken down, a good tackle there from Cooper. This is the replacement, Daniel Hunt. Lees on to another Muswellbrook player, which is their winger, Brett Tyndall. Back to Tyndall. It's taken by Campbell. Not much of the Scone hooker there in Campbell. Now back to Kurt Dial. Good kick as the fullback Kestel stretching, and the chase is there. Very nicely placed around him. He doesn't get very far, but gets it there safely. Now Scone have the job of running this back and getting down in good field position at the other end of the paddock. Out to Millgate. He's still 35 metres out from his own line. Longer pass to Morris. Morris is going to kick. And it's going to be well covered by Shaw. Hasn't put a foot wrong at this stage in this game. And he too gets it back in a much better position. 41 metres out from his own line. 9 metres short of the halfway. That's Zach Bussell. Just being pulled down a metre short. Now Harmer has run pretty strongly after a slow start. He's been running very well with the ball. Here's Cronin. He's the one that's cut him up so far and making good inroads. That's not a good sign for Scone at the moment. Out goes to Dial, to Taylor, hit over the top. Well picked up by Scone, and will have to run it out from their own line now.
Muswellbrook making a lot of ground in their set of 16, Brian. They seem to be running at will at the moment.
Good tackle from Taylor there. I think we've got Hagan. Hagan hasn't had much of the game just lately. Muswellbrook have been doing all the entertaining, but made good ground there. Morris lets it go out wider along his centres, but they're getting cramped for room, and the ball did come loose there, but Scone still have the possession. And there's a little scamper and lost the ball. Picked up by Lees. He'll unload it. Out it comes to Daniel Hunt. And he'll be held only 40 metres out from the Scone line. Lees, Cronin again, backing up for that ball. Will he knock up, Rob? He's got it 32 metres out now. Now it's on to the winger in Tyndall. He's run pretty well too. Lees is going to have a go at himself. Went one way, Jink went the other, and he's only about 10 metres out from the try line. Now, from Dye on to Taylor. Inside it goes to Bussell. Bussell is going to be held up. Last tackle. And Lee's running with it. Little kick behind the line. Well placed. Scone, can they get the ball back out? I don't think so.
No, well, 4 defenders there.
Kick. And Michael Deacon it was that eventually claimed the player on the ground. That's not a bad drop, but we'll see what Muswellbrook can do with it. Here is Daniel Hunt again. He's done pretty well since he's not a bad boy to come bringing in off the bench, is he?
He sure has.
And now Taylor running straight and hard.
Come on, quick play the ball.
Inside the 20. And Scone have given themselves a lot of work to do, even more now, or they'll probably go for the goal, I'd say.
I think you'll find, Brian, a little bit of frustration starting to creep into the...
They've gone for a quick tap. Hunt gets it away to the winger, Harmon, but he's put it on the ground, so Scone out of jail this time, and they've lost the ball in the tackle. Penalty against Muswellbrook. Well, this is really what Scone needed, and they need probably a try under the post at the moment to get back into this game. It's 12-2, and a converted try would give them that little bit of extra spirit. And it can also worry the other side. So the game's far from over at this stage. As Scone battle their way back. Campbell, Morris, out now to Sisson. Sisson runs pretty well. 3 metres short of halfway. Morris. Out to Brent Robinson. Campbell put it there. Not bad for little fella. Made good ground. Morris. He puts it up high. Well, this is a lottery. There's plenty there, but well taken by Zach Bussell, I think it was, who'll get up with the ball and play it. No, it was actually Dale Harmer. Now here's Daniel Hunt again, coming off the bench.
Support him, chase him.
Now Taylor.
Coming off, chasing.
Taylor running like a forward there. Here's a forward. Who is that out there?
Oh, Giles had a look then, I think. I know the 5'8", should I say. Steve Taylor had a bit of a look then. Ode to youth then, Brian. That take by Harmon a moment ago. Was it Harmon or Tyndale? Wasn't sure.
I thought it was Tyndale on this wing. Tyndale on this wing.
Harmon, that was a great take then, you know,
Yeah,
like no fear whatsoever. Beautiful.
The chase from Scone wasn't bad. I mean, they were
there. They had 3 or 4 chases coming through.
Hagan going back on.
Brett Horn rotating his forwards quite well, actually. He's had Hagan off, and he's moved Dominic Riley around a couple of times as well. Spelled both of them.
He's going to have another chance through Cooper there. Now Wakeham hasn't had many opportunities to run the ball. He likes doing it, and that's Cooper. Campbell pulled down. Now to Millgate. Getting up towards the 20. Now here goes Wakeham again. Big charge. He's inside the 20. They need that. Morris showing the ball, kicking early. And a penalty against Muswellbrook.
Inside the 5 was the call then, Brian.
Or the 10, was it?
Oh, the 10.
Yeah.
That's the one.
What would you do? Would you take the kick? I think I would now. That's the half-time siren.
They only got one play at it. I'd put it over, but they're not going to.
Oh, dear. And Hagan has... The referee hasn't heard the siren. He hasn't heard the siren.
As soon as the bloody bell goes, the game's over.
He's still going.
One or the other.
So at half-time, the players leaving the field, 12-2, away from Rob.
Well, Brian, I think you'll find it was first 20 minutes of that game was just both sides filling each other out, sort of getting in there, a little bit of enthusiasm, good defence by both sides. Then I think you'll find players like Cronin stepped up and said, let's start putting some points on the board, and he really took control of the game, and they were making inroads into Scone's defence, 10, 15 metres at a time. And we've seen 2 great tries by Cronin. Just sheer determination and strength got him over the line both times.
Yeah, Daniel Hunt has also come well off the bench. He replaced Johnny Marco, and he's done every bit as good as Marco, and he's made a lot of ground as well. Again, Scone have been push backwards all the time when they haven't had the ball. So
Yeah.
they've had a busy time.
Yes, Brian, from what I've heard about the Muswellbrook juniors through the side, where they've been so strong and dominant over every other side in the competition is the fact of their bench. Apparently they have a choice of probably another 10, 15 players, but the point of the matter is that the strength of their bench has absolutely been remarkable all year round, and it just goes to show that the players they've brought on today have all stood up and been counted. There's no like second string there. There's probably a good base of 20 players there that you can all start the game.
And we've got two beauties up in first grade. Well, we'll sign it off from there until after we come back for the second half. 12-2 at half time. Looks good for Muswellbrook, but well, Scone, well, a converted try would make it 12-8. If that happens early in the second half, it could be a game of football.
That's for sure.
All right, 12-2. Muswellbrook leading, and the second half about to take place. 30 minutes of football left. Scone need to do something pretty early to rev their spirits up, Rob.
Brian, they certainly do. They really need to start with a little bit more enthusiasm and a little bit more sort of up-tempo than what they did in the first half. From here on in, they've got 30 minutes, mate, to finish the season. You know, after today, it doesn't happen anymore after today, so they really have to lift themselves.
See Eddie Gardner on there for Scone, and I saw Zach Bussell coming off with what looked like a shoulder injury all wrapped up.
He's over on the bench at the moment with his shoulder in.
Scone have come up with possession, so they've got a good start. That's Milgate tackled just on the 20. Now Campbell having a little dart and doing pretty well too, almost up to the 10, I'd say. Now what can they do? This is the sort of start they wanted. Hagen taken pretty quickly. Good strong tackle again from Cronin. Morris out to Cooper, back to Morris. On it goes, bit of a gap, but closes quickly, loses the ball as well.
It's good work by Scone then to move it wide, but equally to Muswellbrook to close it down.
Well anticipated, really, that inside pass. Now Cronin back again, running it out over the 20, bringing up the dust as well. The breeze seems to be springing up a bit stronger at the moment. This is Dominic Riley taking it a few further metres. Back to young Shaw, who's put the kick downfield. It's bowling away. Kestel's got a long way to bring that back, and it's a very, very good chase from Muswellbrook. They've got Jay Dunn and Matthew Chorley out there now, both fresh players who were in that chase. And finished Kestel off. Now Scone running it through Thompson, I think, who could be on the field. Jason Thompson. And another strong one. That was Eddie Gardner going to the ground. They're not making even. Young Hagen is getting pulled up pretty well, and they haven't gained any ground much there at all. With this defence being so strong from Muswellbrook.
Muswellbrook's defence is absolutely incredible at the moment. They've started this half in the right frame of mind.
There's the kick. Taylor's back there. We'll take it. Gets it to Shaw. He's got that beautiful little change of pace. Not going to get quite away with the jumper. Yes, he will. But eventually brought down by Eddie Gardner. Now that's done. Tackled 10 metres short of the halfway. Taylor will get it away to his centre in Cullen. Now Jade Lee's going for a gallop from dummy half. Makes good ground too. Saw there was plenty of space on that side. Scone defence looking a bit wonky at the moment. Cronin again takes it up. He's an aggressive sort of a player, and they're the best sort. Now out it goes for a field goal attempt from Shaw. Looks pretty good. Off the upright. What's going to happen here? Ball's loose, and
it's well cleaned up by young Mick Kestel then.
It looks like Marco back on the field there. That took Kestel out. Cronin again in the tackle. Now Eddie Gardner, not much of him. Does run hard. Cronin's around him though, so too is Lees. Morris
Has Hagan trailing with him, but has a little go on his own. Now Millgate hit pretty well by the replacement there, Michael Deacon. Now back to Morris. He does get it away to his centre, Brent Robinson. Robinson will play it just short of the halfway mark. Morris has to weave to get away from one, got away from two, puts a little kick in, is hit up the ball, and after he kicked the ball, and the penalty is there. And I'm wondering if that Scone player was onside that was first to the ball.
He was pretty quick to be there first to the ball.
Yeah, I thought he was slippery. Anyway, Morris will kick for a touch and gets it now. A chance for Scone here. Hagan. That's a better run from Hagan, and a good pass slipped away too to Millgate. Down in the tackle. Millgate, or perhaps, and this is Sisson. Sisson's brought down strongly by Deacon. Well, their replacements certainly have stood up as well, haven't they? Here's Hagan. He's the man they need close to the line at full gallop if they're going to break this defence. Looks very strong at the moment. Morris gets it away, and wrestled to the ground is the replacement Clark. Over the top to Morris. Now to Cooper. Cooper throws a loose one. Could pay for it. It is knocked on by Muswellbrook, ruled. I thought he did knock it forward, but picked it up before it hit the ground.
Actually, a little bit of a lucky bounce for Scone then. It probably was a 6 tackle, was it? And it was probably trying to close it down for Muswellbrook, but as it turns out, a scrum against them, right in front of their pace.
And here goes Sisson, and he's over. He scored the try. That's just what Scone needed. I'm sure it's Scott Sisson that got over.
The scrum base, Brian, he just left him standing. I think he caught him unaware at the time.
Oh, you just can't afford to relax in the game of rugby league, can you? And Sisson chose his moment and did the gallop. So 12-6. And right under the post. I don't think Johnny Morris is going to miss this one. And that's how it goes. That's just what Scone really needed. I think they still really need to patch up a few things, though, to lift themselves a little bit if they're going to go on with this.
Well, Brian, the biggest thing is when Muswellbrook run, they're making 10, 15 metres at a time, you know.
The defence hanging back a bit for Scone, isn't it?
It has. It has stood back sort of from about the first 10 minutes onwards. Scone sort of took it to them. Then they sort of did not hold the intensity which you need to hold in a grand final.
This mightn't be an easy kick for Morris. There's a bit of the bruise has strengthened up a bit. And he's got it.
Flags are up.
They're all hard on days like this, but Johnny Morris put that one through. That takes it to 12-8. And can the souffle raise twice, Rob? Can they do it again? That would make it very interesting.
Well, 12-8 now. We've still got ourselves a game.
Marco to do the kickoff. And Breeze is running Muswellbrook's way, isn't it? That's a good kick. And a good take as well. I thought he should have perhaps run that a bit further before he turned it on to Millgate. And there's Hagan. Slips a pass. Not a good one. Didn't find the player. But Robinson has bounced on it. Now here's Wakeham. and he's driven back by Daniel Hunt, who's had a good game since he's been out there on the field. Morris, out it goes to Cooper. Cooper thrown to ground, only 30 metres out from his own line. Now back to Morris, clearing kick. He's kept it low. Shaw's there, beautifully positioned. Had a good game, the fullback. Gets it away to his winger. Now Cronin. Let's have a look at that. He's gone through 3, still sort of making forward progress.
That's what we're talking about, Brian. He makes 15, 20 metres every time the ball's in his hands.
Now it's gone on to Shaw. Shaw has gone for a shepherd. Or obstruction. That's silly by Muswellbrook, isn't it? The penalty could have been, was excusable under the circumstances. The comment cost him 10 yards. Now holding all the aces, the Brook, and they only have to play it cool. There's Hagan. Reasonable gain of ground. Hasn't been able to completely break through today. Now Paul held up in the tackle from Matthew Stair, who's out there on the field now. Now on to Millgate. Millgate's put to ground well by Hunt. Morris, Cooper, Morris dummies to the outside men. Now flicks one back inside. It's loose. Someone's got to fall on it. And I think that was Millgate again, who's been busy enough for the thoroughbreds. They're lacking a bit of size too, Rob. Another penalty. And another comment. And another 10 metres. And Johnny Morris has got to start thinking, hey, 2 points. 12-8. They'll make it 12-10.
12-10, and they're right back in this game at the moment. But once again, it's just like the first half. A lot of silly, unforced errors by the Muswellbrook side. I think a little bit of bat chat, a little bit of frustrations moving into this, or creeping into their game at the moment, which they just don't need. They have well control of the game. They just don't need this at all. But
yeah, the discipline factor of if the referee puts he's not going to change his mind. He's only going to take you back another 10, isn't he?
Exactly.
And give
right.
another one. And that can cost you dearly.
Brian, to the thoroughbreds, credit, they're the ones that sort of forced themselves to be in this position. They were nearly dead and buried there at one stage in the second half, and all of a sudden they've lifted again. And it's what we talked about at half time. They've got 30 minutes or 20 minutes now to play for, and they're going to have another 6 months off after today, so they've got nothing to lose.
Nothing at all. Notice Eric Archer's got his engine room back ready to go together. Yeah. Dominic Riley and Simon Harmer going on.
And 2 big boys too.
Yeah.
18, mate. Yeah,
they
exactly.
did a lot of damage and actually put Muswellbrook on the front foot in the first half.
The exact move. I agree with what Eric's just done there wholeheartedly. I think these boys led the way in the first half, along with Cronin. Yeah, a good idea.
And Morris has put it there, so 12-10. It's when you look over the whole game, it's very flattering to Scone at the moment, but they're in a position where they can win this. I haven't got any idea what time they went on. Rob, did you take a look? How long have we...
I didn't. We'll just get an update on the time here in a minute.
Yeah, it's from Steve Goodwin. 7 minutes gone.
12 minutes into the second.
12 minutes gone. I think he's got a couple of fingers missing from his hands. 12 minutes gone, so, yeah, right, 18 minutes to go. Scone are at the wrong end of the field at the moment, but they've got to play it cool. That's good defence. Good defence. Marco and Lees straight under. The defensive effort is there. That's Lees again, I think. Or no, that's Nathan Brockrup went under that one. Now Hagen. That was a good strong run from Hagen that time. This scoreline now a bit closer. We'll probably lift, and this is Cooper. And the juggle the pass from Morris. Played back to Wakeham. Loose one out to Morris. Morris puts the kick in. It'll hold up a little bit. But Shaw, as ever, is right there for the bounce. Beautiful runner of the ball. But they've wrapped him up this time. And offside Scone.
High tackle.
No, high tackle.
Yep.
And we have a player down injured for Scone. 12-10. Young Shaw's had a good game, but he's perfectly positioned all the time.
Brian, actually, I'm impressed with his whole game. He's got the whole box and dice. He's got the pace. He's got the ability to beat his first defender. Yeah, and his positional play, which is exactly what a fullback needs.
His accelerator's not bad either, is it?
Absolutely incredible. That run he had in the first half down along the sideline is the quickest I've seen in Group 21, actually, in a long time, anyway.
Remind me a bit of Robbie McCormick when he first come here in 86 or 87, was it? 87. Robbie McCormick, he could really accelerate from the halfback spot and get through the smallest of gaps. Well, he used the sideline in that run in the first half too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He took his chances and won.
Well, this is a pity.
This is not what Scone needed at this point in time. So players stretch it off. Who we got down there, Brian?
I'm trying to pick up who it is. Rob, I come into this pretty blind. I know some of the Muswellbrook kids better because I've seen more of Muswellbrook than I've seen Scone, even though I live at Scone. I don't think the injury is terribly serious. It's going to hold things up, proceedings up for the day. They had a late start here, so we could be in the dark before we're finished. And they look terribly like there could be a bit of rain coming with those clouds.
Yeah, over the back there's a
touch.
pretty side, actually.
Is that true?
It's not. It's quite dark, actually.
Well, one weather forecast did say thunderstorms on Sunday, and then we never heard any more about it. But so maybe the first guess was right. I guess I'd say it's young Thompson. He's gritting the teeth a bit, but let's hope it's not too serious at all. And I didn't see who went on either, Rob. I wasn't watching. I was too busy listening to your expert comments.
About the weather or the football. Anyway, we've got Muswellbrook right on the charge now.
There goes Dominic Riley. And he's left someone lying on the ground in his wake. Cronin, can he score number 3? He's had a bowler of a game. Lees, also done well from dummy half. Well crunched there by Hagen. I wouldn't like him falling on me. Out to a bit of a dummy from the halfback dial. Now out to the winger. Stepping in field is Tyndall. And held up. Now, next thing he's in. Dale Harmon.
I think they let go of him then, Brian, and next thing he's just slid straight over.
So that takes Muswellbrook to a 6-point lead. Dale Harmon, but I just looked away with a second. I thought the tackle had been completed, but pass got away. now, 16-10. They're not absolutely comfortable, but this is a tough kick for young Shaw. I think he's got 2 out of 2 so far. Am I right, Rob, or what?
He has, but the 2 that he had were right beside the post. This one's going to be an interesting one. There's a bit of a wind blowing up now. He's from the side.
He might get it to swerve right in there. Yes, look at that.
Right.
What a great kick.
That's a great kick, actually. Great kick from the sideline against the wind.
Well, again, that's very uplifting for the other 12 players and the ones on the bench you're watching. You know, that 8-point buffer. And it means they can go on go on all cylinders. And Shaw again. There he goes, running around one, lining up the bloke outside him, and well tackled eventually by Adam Moore. And put down for the second time by Cooper. And now it's Cullen, who's tackled. Lees. This is Hunt. Dunwelson's going out there. Oh, no, that's not Hunt. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Simon Harmer.
Yep.
Back on the field. And that's a penalty. Well, I'm not making any comment. I think it's already been... well, I won't say that either. But anyway...
Come on, move up to him.
There's a good run from Scone. That's Sisson had the ball stripped from him.
Yep. Taking it straight off him.
That's a boost for Muswellbrook too. Marco, 10 metres from halfway. Well knocked over by young Campbell. He's all he can. Now Taylor, the 5'8", makes it almost to the halfway. And the Rams now looking as though they're in a position to drive the nail in, and out they go. Good work from Scone. Eddie Gardner and Johnny Morris forced him into touch, and they will get the ball back from the scrum, or should do.
I think so. I think you'll find, Brian, that blokes like Riley, Cronin, Marco, they're all making big ground every time they run still. They're starting to get that roll on like they did in the first half.
That's exactly what's happened. That was just unfortunate there. And Scone to put it down, and Muswellbrook have knocked it on. I think it'll go against Scone this time, and Muswellbrook will get the feed. No, that didn't quite turn out right for Scone. Now we've got Tyndall in playing half. Oh, that's the big penalty. Now, is he penalising Hagan for breaking from the scrum? There's a tap on Riley, biggest man on the field, and makes good ground, and takes a bit of energy to knock him over too. Lees, Marco strong young fellow. Lees, and another penalty to Muswellbrook. No, Scone are on the back foot at the moment. Finds touch, probably inside the 20. Dominic Riley's going to be tough here, but they've taken him down. Yeah, it was a good tackle from the other big man, Hagan, to put him in. Lee's dummies to Cronin.
There's another penalty there, Brian.
And
looks
another
like
penalty.
Offside out there.
Well, it's penalty time. Taylor, Marco looking good, slips the ball, try to Muswellbrook. And I think, no, it's a double movement.
He's got that from his touch judge, I think. Rodney Bow. Then he's got his from his bottom side touch judge made that call.
Right.
Yep.
I thought he just dived straight over.
That was great work by Marco. Then he made the break. He then, as he was falling, he popped the ball out, tweaked one around the back of the player, and nearly set up a try.
It was a touch of luck for Scone there. They really were on the back foot. 3 penalties in a row. but still in the game. They've persisted. They need a bit of brilliance, I think, from Johnny Morris. He's the man that's most likely to break the game for them. This is young Campbell making a bit of a scamper and given a hard tackle from Brocktrap. That's Sisson. Now Morris kicks it low, not a bad idea, but well waited for by the winger Harmon, and he's put down 8 metres short of halfway. Here's Cronin. Oh, gee, he's got through some work.
He's been through a mountain of work today. He's been standing.
And it's been very effective work. I mean, I don't place a lot of. Here we go again. That's Harmer, I think, has taken it down there. Now Marco strongly up over the 20. A big run from him. Got away to the winger and slipping the ball. Well, here's Cronin. He's going for number 3. They won't stop him. And it's really the Dane Cronin day here today, I think, in the junior game.
That was a great try by Cronin, but I think you've got to give a lot of the work then to John Marco. Marco made a nice big bustling run down the sideline there. He sort of beat 2 or 3 defenders, then passed a beautiful ball inside to his winger, who then picked up Cronin. But Cronin had some work to do still, and doesn't let an opportunity go by.
Yeah.
The sideline, mate, holding his ribs. He's actually called the shots around the ruck pretty well today as well.
A very good organiser. And goes a bit further than that as well. Can he do the same trick, swerve it in? No. So John Shaw is human. Well, that clapping is for Dane Cronin, who's come off. Michael Deacon has gone back on. Scone will probably be happy to see the last of him, actually, if that is to be the last of him.
I'd say they might be spelling him for sitting on the bench in first grade. I think that might be what's happening with Dane Cronin.
Well, I wouldn't mind betting he would be. He plays just as well. He plays very well at the first grade. There's Riley, 5 metres from halfway. Now Burns into dummy half there now. I think that's Daniel Burns in there, isn't it? Yes, it is. On to Harmer. He got it away. I think he's ended up with Scone now.
He lost it, yes.
Scone through Sisson. And he's brought down twice, got up twice. Now back to Wakeham. Wakeham runs strongly. He's run right through. Good run from the prop forward, and he's taken into touch.
Actually, young Wakeham's been there all day today. Brian, he's tried everything he can.
He has. I think he's been in a position to get the ball a few times where he was running at a gap and never got the ball. That's what I would say. There was just a couple of times there where he could have been very effective if he'd have got the ball.
He's done a lot of hard work, so one to keep an eye on in years to come.
Well, he's a pretty tough character. Comes from the best street in Scone, you know. Here's Muswellbrook running it well again. That's a bad pass. Scone will have it. Scone desperately need a try under the post again to bring some life into this. Bring life back into it. They've probably performed pretty well up to the expectations at this stage, but just that touch of luck, a bit of magic from Morris would be very handy. But there's Morris tackled now, about he's lost the ball. And it's gone, it's out. And this is Cooper, I think, making a scamper. About 5 metres out from the line. Morris out to
Put him down on the track. Put him down.
his replacement forward there in Jeremy Flanagan. Campbell, Morris, chip over the top. Oh, well taken by Taylor.
Just steady it down. Get a button to them.
Just didn't have the length, that kick. It's Michael Deacon going down the tackle. Him and Taylor look a little bit alike when you see them. Daniel Burns taking over the dummy half roll from Jade Lees now. That's Dominic Riley.
These two front rows since coming on, Brian, have really gone forward.
Well, Dominic Riley's a bit like one of those big dreadnought battleships. Just
This is that one
you
we're
can put
talking
the
about.
brake on and they keep on rolling anyway. That's the way he runs. Burns back to Taylor. Kick, and that might the breeze might take that right over the line. No, unfortunately for the little winger there in Adam Moore. Oh, he's lost the ball, but what will the referee rule? A line dropout.
Good work, mate. You've run well the second run.
He must have had the ball forced before it left his hand. Well, according to the referee. Now Morris.
Try time.
Whoops, good bounce for Scone.
They've got a couple of those today, actually, Scone.
Yes.
On a string sometimes.
Move up.
Maybe Morris has that all worked out, I don't know. That's strong defence again.
That's a great inside ball, then.
This is like Cronin's back out there. This is Eddie Gardner. On the gallop, he's given it away to Morris. That's a bit of good enterprise. That little fella at Gardner went well there. Now on to Sisson, Campbell, Wakeham, and taken again by Brocktrup. Morris, it's up in the air. This will be a hard one for sure. It's taken by Morris. He's dropped it. Kick through. Could have been anything there. Scone had the manpower there. And that could have been a try for Scone if it had gone right.
To the thoroughbreds' credit, Brian, they've just keep on going, aren't they?
They have.
Really
They've had their backs to the wall from before the game started, and they have put up a very gutsy effort. That's Daniel Burns up to the halfway. Normally a centre, now standing in for Kurt Doyle. Here goes the winger, Tyndall, and got the kick through, and is going to be grounded. Well done. Great chase from Michael Deacon.
Michael Deacon it was, yeah.
It's not bad for a forward, is it?
Not at all.
No, pretty mobile. As are the pack in general.
Yeah, this is the strength of their bench. Brian, they've absolutely, they can rotate and not lose out off any player coming onto the paddock for them.
Yeah, we've got Matthew Stair coming out to replace someone now. That was a hard hit from Cooper.
Here's Marco.
Marco. Almost under the post. That's not Cronin back out there, is it?
Oh, no, I think that was...
No, that was Daniel Burns. Oh, there's a try. Well done. I think Daniel Hunt put that one down.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone ever met. I'm stuck on your heart. I hang out everywhere.
Yeah, I think that might be the end of it for the thoroughbreds. But to their credit, they've been in the game. They've really stuck it to them. It hasn't been a bashing by any shape or form. I think it's just fallen away in the last couple of minutes. We must be getting close to full time anyway, Brian.
It's no disgrace to be beaten by a good side, and they have stood up.
That's so true.
They've given it their best shot. And even now, with the scoreboard against them, even just before this try was scored, they were rallying back and trying things out, and one that could have come off and they might have scored up there, but that's the way it goes. They've had a touch of luck. That's full time. And Johnny Shaw to try and put the cream on the cake with this penalty conversion of the try, and he's done it very, very well. 30 points to 10. A very good side, this Muswellbrook side. I'll just try and work out the try scorers. Dane Cronin scored 3. Dale Harmon. Daniel Hunt. That's 5. I'm missing about 2 goals there, I'd say. I'll have to go and check that out. For Scone, it was a try to Scott Sisson and 4 goals to Johnny Morris. 28 to 10. That should be 28 to 12, actually, is it? I'll have to check that out. Oh, 30 to 12, I think I should say. 30 to 12. I think I've given Johnny Morris one of the goals that belonged to Muswellbrook. Summing it up, Rob?
Well, Brian, I think Muswellbrook have had the form on the board all year, but what it come down to was just the fact that their big 5 in the pack just ran at will there towards the end of the game and towards the end of the first half. They were making 10, 15 metres every time they run, and when you got your pack going forward, it's going to be easy days for your backs. But really, players like Dane Cronin and Marco, I think they had great games today, and it was actually enjoyable to watch. To Scone, mate, persisted all day. You know, they sort of went in underdogs, and really, every single one of them should be proud of what they did out there today as well.
I think as a team they went well. I like Jamie Campbell as a hooker, and Johnny Morris tried hard all the time, but overall they had a lot of hard work to do with that persistent onrush of those very mobile big boys coming at them, and that's what took them down. Who would you pick for man of the match before they announce it?
I don't think we can go past Dane Cronin.
Yeah, well, I'll have to agree with that.
Okay, 3 tries.
I think if he doesn't get it, they should be
there should be an inquiry.
Yes, an inquiry for sure.
Well, the truth is 3 tries is one thing, but yet if you watch his defence, it was absolutely brilliant, you know.
And he's likely to be back on again a little later. We might say too that Reg Pittman, a touch judge in this fixture, 67 years of age, standing right down there in front of us, and when I'm 67, I wish I could do that.
Well, I hope to. I hope to, because the truth is we've had 2 fixtures so far, and there hasn't been any, you know, like abusing of referees or touch judges or lines, but you know, I think the officials have done a great job today, and I'm sure we'll see even better to come.
Well, I think the day is going to get better. I think the atmosphere is going to step up from this reserve grade on. It's been picking up all day.
Well, if you have a look at the crowd around here at the moment, Brian, it's absolutely fantastic. I tell you what, this is one of the best crowds I've seen Muswellbrook bring to any sort of finals function. And have a look over here, Scone's absolutely got a herd here as well. So you wait till you hear Demons later this afternoon. That'll probably be the crowd of the day.
Yes, it'll be. There'll be a big atmosphere when the first grade comes on here this afternoon. But anyway, Rob, thanks for being with us, and I think it's time to sign off. I've got to go and see that same person you did at half-time. Really. And congratulations again to Muswellbrook. Fine performance, a very top team, and the Muswellbrook club have got a lot of talent there to go on with in the future.
That they have.
Give me.